Welcome back to your newest favorite podcast, Beards and Bitcoins, where BitBoy and JChainz get together each week to talk about crypto and things happening in the community. They will bring you some special guests and giveaways, so make sure you're subscribed. For all show-related news, you can find the guys on various social media outlets. Everything is listed on the official show Twitter account, @BeardsBitcoins. Now, without further introduction, two dudes that have beards, like Bitcoins, and want to talk to you about both, BitBoy and JChainz.
Hey everybody, welcome to your favorite podcast, Beards and Bitcoins. I am your co-host, BitBoy.
Hey, thanks, BitBoy. It's your other co-host, JChainz. Hope you're all doing extremely well this week. Hey, we are joined by a very special guest, aren't we, BitBoy?
That's right. You may have seen him recently on Shark Tank. We are here with Dimitri Love from the App Bundle. How are you doing, Dimitri?
I'm doing well. How are you guys doing?
We're pumped. I'm so excited to talk to you about the whole experience. I thought it was so cool watching you on TV and everything like that, and we'll have a chance to unpack that here in just a second.
Absolutely, man. We look forward to hearing all about your experience. Quickly, want to give a quick shout out to our show sponsor, Hodl Fuel. They do have extremely good coffee. It is all crypto themed. Very nice of them to recently send BitBoy and I some custom tumblers. So thank you very much. You can check them out, hodlfuel.com, also at hodlfuel on Twitter. Again, thank you very much. Order some coffee. And typically what we do every week is we either have a contest or we do a giveaway for a bag of Hodl Fuel. Dimitri, my man, I want to let you know that bag of coffee is for you, sir.
Heck yeah. Send it my way, man.
It's good stuff.
So we'll get all the details after the show. We'll go to the website and pick out a bag, and then we'll set it all up. We'll have them ship it right to you, man.
Sweet. Sounds perfect.
Yeah, you can't beat it. It's definitely good. So speaking of sponsors, I don't know if you guys are listening to us on the podcast. You won't get to see this, but if you are watching on the YouTube channel, on my channel, BitBoy Crypto, JChainz and I coincidentally both have our crypto movement shirts on. Mine, the crypto movement Bitcoin Netflix shirt, and then he has the Stranger Things crypto movement shirt. Crypto Movement is our sponsor, which is a crypto apparel company for crypto enthusiasts, and they sponsor our Twitter shout-out segment. So we're going to do some shout-outs to some people on Twitter. Don't forget to check out the website, Crypto Movement. That's CRYPTO-MVMT. You can also find them on Twitter and Instagram at Crypto Movement. So who are you shouting out this week, JChainz?
I am going to shout out a very special group of people that we are going to be seeing pretty soon here, World CryptoCon. I'm pretty pumped, man. Over Halloween, it's the 31st through the 2nd in Vegas, baby. World CryptoCon. Their Twitter is at World CryptoCon. And if you still need to get tickets, man, go to worldcryptocon.com and you can purchase your tickets right there. What about you? What you got going on this week, BitBoy?
Whew. Well, for me, it's kind of like one of those things. It's like, you know, I'm happy to shout these people out, and at the same time, there's kind of some sad stuff going on. I'm going to shout out Tour to Crypto, which we'll send all our hopes and prayers out to the team there that had an accident. If you guys don't know Tour to Crypto, they're traveling across the United States via bike from, I believe I can't remember where they started. I think in Long Island, maybe. And then
they were, I think, from Montauk.
That's right.
Farthest east tip in New York on Long Island.
Right, all the way over to Huntington Beach, California. And while they were in Texas, they had a biking accident where Jason is his name, I think. Is that right? Jason got a terrible accident, broke his leg. They had to send him to the San Antonio hospital. He looked terrible. But the one good thing is the Tour de Crypto team, they have the sense of humor. So they've actually taken his face where he looks like he got hit by a train, and they're having a meme contest. And they're giving away crypto. So
that's awesome.
Like somebody put his face on like John Wick with all the guns around him and stuff. And I don't know. So you guys might want to take part of that meme contest. But Tour de Crypto is definitely a worthy cause. They're actually going to be at World CryptoCon. So really excited about that too. I cannot wait until next week. It's going to be so much fun.
It's going to be so much fun.
I know. I got my BitBoy patches to put on my costume. I'm like super psyched. So what about you, Dimitri? Who are you going to shout out for the Crypto Movement Twitter shout out?
I would like to shout out my alma mater, UA Arkansas, University of Arkansas. Thanks for being awesome in the mountains.
Nice.
Is that and so, Dimitri? I think you said on Shark Tank that you were a developer. Is that what you went to school for?
Yeah, no, I actually didn't. I was actually a biochemistry major.
Okay.
But I got into software engineering while I was on crutches from playing soccer at the University of Arkansas. So, taught myself how to code, got into that, moved into crypto.
That's cool. I actually just finished up my 6-year-old soccer season last week. So we made it to the semifinals, but we did lose. So it was like really sad. So, but I'm,
oh no.
Yeah, we got knocked out 3-0 by the undefeated team. We were the closest match they played all season. We just couldn't get one in the net. But so
what position do you play?
Me?
Yeah.
My 6-year-old team.
Oh,
my son.
Oh, gotcha.
My son. Yeah, my son. I have a 3, 5, and 6-year-old.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't play soccer growing up, really. I played a couple years when I was really, really young, but baseball was what I played through high school and stuff. But
Cool.
So our podcast here, Beards and Bitcoins, what are we about, Jay Chains?
We're all about community. We're all about adoption, and we're all about spreading the love, baby.
That's it. So when I saw Dimitri on Shark Tank, the first thought I had was, man, we got to get this guy on our podcast because we've got a member of our crypto community who made it to the big time, got to the big leagues, got to talk to some of the biggest investors in the United States or really the world. A couple of those guys are certainly billionaires. And he got to pitch his crypto app. And I said to myself, we got to get him on the podcast, find out about the experience. And then also, let's just support this guy. And I think maybe we'll talk about, too, kind of some editing on the show and, some problems that you had with your pitch and things like that. And I just really wanted to support you and give you a chance to talk about not just yourself, but also the experience and the app. And we'll get into details of how to download the app and stuff near the end. So first and foremost, I just want to know, how did this opportunity come about?
So it's actually pretty crazy. They reached out to us. Oh, wow. We didn't apply. We didn't go to any of the, mass group pitches that they have throughout the year. An associate producer hit me up on LinkedIn, was like, hey, man, want to be on Shark Tank? And I was like, yeah. And didn't believe him at first. He sent over his credentials, lots of NDAs. And after that, I knew it was the real deal.
Yeah, wow. I didn't expect you to say that. I thought you certainly would have applied for it. I didn't know they did that.
Not at all.
Pretty crazy that you say that. I actually was on a tattoo show a long time ago. I know it's a little bit different, but it was the same kind of thing. I was just walking down the streets of New York, and I have a few tattoos here and there. And the producer, who was just happened to walk across me, said, hey, would you like to get a tattoo on TV? I mean, it's a little similar, but it was like, whoa, I thought you usually have to apply for that kind of stuff. So it's cool to know that it's happened to someone else, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Wow, that's really crazy. Yeah, I certainly, if I were you, would have thought it was a scam at first or something like, oh, yeah, I bet. Yeah, you want me on Shark Tank. Okay. So they contacted you, you agreed, you filled out the NDAs, and then you got ready to do your pitch. When you were doing your pitch, or when you were preparing to do your pitch, kind of what was going through your mind and what were you wanting to highlight about your app?
So the producers help you a lot throughout the process. Lots of back and forth. They are really your advocate towards the Sharks. So they're like, we want to get you a deal. So we want to figure out, what's the best way to showcase your product. I told them, I was like, I want to show that crypto is nothing to be afraid of. It's easy. Anybody can do it. It's fun. Hassle-free. It's one of our taglines. And, we just went back and forth trying to craft the perfect pitch. I didn't really have too much sentiment over it. I was more in work mode. I wasn't really nervous or anything until obviously when I got there. But yeah, it was just a working experience trying to craft that pitch.
From the time that you were first contacted until the time you were actually on the show or had to have your pitch and everything all prepped and ready, what was that timeline like?
So we were at the very tail end of casting for season 10. So we only had 2.5 months. So everything we did was absolutely rushed. Crafting our set, how you have to have props and kind of make stuff look good. All of that was super rushed. They flew me out there within 3 weeks. I mean, it was crazy. It was very rushed. So I think I would say they contacted me at the end of April, and we pitched in June.
Oh, so it's been quite a while since you actually did your pitch.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's been a little bit.
Yeah. So you kind of just been sitting back. When did you get the first chance to actually see? Was it when you saw the show? When you saw the final cut? Wow.
Yep. It's all hush hush. Wow. They don't let you see anything.
This is cool.
I mean, obviously, I got to see, what happened because I was there.
Yeah.
But, as far as
you didn't know how they were going to edit it. Yeah.
No. Yeah, when they tell you. So.
Wow, I feel like we're getting a peek behind the curtain a little bit. I really like this.
Yeah.
So,
sure.
what was it like? Just feeling like you were kind of on pins and needles for like 4 months?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, they had to finish up filming. There was a lot of stuff that they were doing. Some stuff I can't say, but
right.
A lot of it was, they let you know about a week or two before. We were very fortunate. We actually got 3 weeks before they told us we were being aired. So it was just kind of, waiting, working on the business, kind of getting your system ready for that influx of traffic. And hopefully, waking up one morning to that email, which we did.
Nice. When you say that, there's some things you can't say, obviously, NDAs and there are some privacy things that go along with it. And I don't know if you had an attorney already, prior to going into this, but is that something you had to do with get a lawyer and kind of have them review the documents and make sure that what you signed was, it wasn't your firstborn child or, anything crazy that.
Yeah. So in the beginning, it's a lot of, emailing over documents, and we definitely had lawyers look over those. There's more stuff that you sign once you're actually on set. Obviously they have it's not like a third party lawyer. It's a lawyer on behalf of them advocating for both sides. So they answer any questions that you have. They'll explain anything in as much detail as you want. And a lot of it's just, hey, here's what not to say. Here's when you could possibly say this. Here's what you're not allowed to, post or show or share. So it's just a lot of confidentiality because, they want to keep their trade secrets to themselves, which I respect.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
definitely. So, okay, now we've got everything like leading up the episode out. Now let's talk about the actual episode itself. There was a lot of good stuff. There was some bad stuff. There was some editing stuff. And if you guys watched my video that I made on this story a couple days ago, I just wanted you to hear it first. I was right. But anyway, so so tell us about, there was a snafu, if you will, when you started presenting and you had forgotten your lines or what you had prepared. Mm-hmm. Kind of walk us through what that was like being in front of them. Like, were you nervous? Do you think that's why it happened? Just kind of walk us through that experience.
I'm not necessarily a nervous person. I think it was more, I was very aware. I was aware of the opportunity. I was trying to make sure everything was perfect. My pitch wasn't fully solidified until I would say 8 hours before the actual pitch. So that had a bit of contributing to that. And, we spent a lot of time crafting that pitch. We spent a lot of time preparing, and, I didn't really have much time to rehearse. A lot of the other companies that, they got casted, way back in January or February, they had plenty of time to get their pitch ready, craft it. Because I was so rushed, I didn't have the time to do that. Once I was up there, I forgot that line and I froze because I knew they told me that I couldn't start over. I could only continue. Mm-hmm. So once I froze, I was just like, oh no. You hear me on this show say shoot. And I was just, I was so frustrated just because I knew, I was like, this is the biggest moment of my life and I'm blowing it. But they're really encouraging. The Sharks were really, really encouraging. You'll see that on the show. Mm. And, they helped me get to it. As you were saying that you were right, the actual pitch, it's no secret that the pitches are a lot longer than, they show on TV. Mine was about an hour and a half. And, they cut out quite a bit of stuff there. They showcase, that big moment. And it was a big moment. I don't blame them for showcasing that at all. I don't hold any fault towards them. I mean, that's what happened. And I'm glad that like people can see that, you know, you don't have to be perfect and like some superhero to succeed, especially with, you know, pitching your business.
Well, I mean, the product is the most important thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It lets them know that, I mean, you're a human, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So I think that was cool.
Yeah, they did. I felt like, and this is the TV magic, right? I mean, this is what they did. They over dramatized it, you know, like they added some little music, or they like, you know, did some little camera angles. It was like, dun dun dun, he doesn't know his line, you know.
Yeah.
So
yeah, and they edited in a little confused look that I had, and I'm pretty sure that was not where it was.
That's perfect. Well, let me ask you this question, and I don't know what you can say about the parts that they didn't air, but in my video, like I highlighted pretty much kind of what each person said, what each one of the sharks said about kind of their thoughts and ideas about cryptocurrency. Was there anything that was said that wasn't shown by them that maybe made, you know, kind of showed what the general thinking of them about cryptocurrency was?
A ton.
Oh, wow.
So there's an article, I don't know it off the top of my head, but there's an article that actually runs through the pitch a little more in depth. I'm pretty sure that they, you know, maybe work for ABC or Sony, or they had some inside details that weren't actually on the show. But there was a lot of stuff that was said. A lot of it talks about cryptocurrency. You know, we explained, you know, cryptocurrency to the masses, you know, in exchanging between me and Mark. I had to explain it to Lori a little bit. There was just, you know, kind of some filler conversations. They asked about, you know, business, sales, pretty much just typical business questions that you would ask if you were going to invest in a company. So they obviously cut that out because that's boring. And yeah, just a lot of conversation. I'm not entirely sure exactly what I can tell you. I know what I can't. So I'm trying to navigate that. But yeah, there was, long story short, there was a lot that was said.
Okay. Answer this question. Lori Greiner on the crypto fence. Which way you think she's leaning?
Oh, she's very, very, very bearish.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it's more of like understanding. I mean, you know, she runs QVC. She's, you know, not in technology at all. She has no reason to really understand it. I mean, she's doing a great thing with her products. I mean, she doesn't need to understand it. And, you know, because of that, she doesn't want to invest in something because she probably only hears the press. A lot of times people like to make out crypto as this like volatile, scary, just bear of a thing.
God, it's just like I'm listening to Andreas Antonopoulos, the Internet of Money, and it's like exactly what he says. They always, you know, this with every new technology, this is what happens. They always they play up the fear. The fear is the one thing they can do, you know, to kind of keep the status quo. So
yeah. I mean, it makes for good news, makes for good drama, good TV, obviously. And you know, that influences some people's decisions, unfortunately. So yeah, she was, I think she was the first one that went out, honestly.
She was. Well, I mean, on the show, like what we saw.
Yeah. So that was actually true. She was like, yeah, I don't understand this. I can't help you. I'm out. So yeah, very, very bullish or bearish.
I feel like that really, and it was something I tried to highlight on my video, which was, it just feels like it was very symbolic of the way that the big money investors kind of look at crypto right now, which is it's a risky bet to them.
Yeah.
And if they've already got money and they've already got things they're doing to make money, then why would they jump into something that's so volatile? And I think that's really something that's, you know, held crypto back a little bit. But, you know, you know, I mean, the same thing can be said about the internet when the internet was out. And you had very, very smart people, smart technology people that said that it wasn't ever going to become anything. And then, you know, look, obviously what the internet is life. I mean, right behind meme culture, internet is the most important thing in the world.
Gotta have the strong meme game.
Strong meme game.
Yeah.
So what about, okay, so you got a deal. So not everybody that goes on the show actually gets a deal. So talk to us a little bit about the deal that you got and kind of, what's, in the future for your app. And then we'll get into the app itself.
Okay. To start off, I was very surprised that I got that deal, especially with the pitch. I thought that that would put a bad taste in their mouth. A lot of the investors, we had a guest shark named Matt Higgins. Mm-hmm. A lot of them went out for very, very good personal reasons. They didn't have anything bad to say about the business or, cryptocurrency. They just went out because, Mark obviously has a competing company. Matt is an investor in, some of the technologies that we use. And we got that deal from Kevin, and it was awesome. Like, I shook his hand, gave him a hug, as you saw on the show, and was hyped. The 50% deal, as I was walking out, you can definitely tell on the show that I was thinking about it very aggressively because, I just gave away, half of my company to some dude that I've only seen on TV. Mm-hmm. So, that was kind of a big deal, but, he really convinced me with what he said. He's really going to work. He has to have, 50% of a business in order to care enough and to be able to devote the type of time that he would to make it work. And I think that's true. I mean, he has hundreds of companies in his portfolio. And, he's going to view us at the very top. If he has 10% in some $500 million company versus 50% in this company that could be $500 million, which one's he going to care about? Yeah. So yeah, I think it was a good decision. Obviously, because of the volume of deals that Evershark does, the process takes forever to close. Negotiations, due diligence, it's still a real business deal. So there's no shortcuts there. On the show, it's just like, it kind of looks like he just gave me $100,000 in my pocket as soon as I walked out, but it's definitely not like that.
No, that's that's cool. And, you bring up a good point that, it's something that, he's invested in, he's going to stick with it. He's got a lot to gain from that. He's right there with you, man, 50-50. And that's a cool thing to hear that, that they actually have so many businesses in their portfolios, but that they actually care a lot about these businesses and that they stick with it. And because they got a lot to live for on them. So hats off to you for taking that, man. That's awesome.
I appreciate it, man.
And they seem all pretty much like good people. Like they really care about the people they sign the deals with too. So what do you think about that?
They do. I mean, from what I could tell, I didn't have much exchange with Matt. Matt actually followed me on Instagram, and I've been keeping up with him. Mark is a really, really cool dude. I mean, he looks cool on the show, but he really is a real cool dude. Damon's really cool. Lori's great. I mean, they're all like really nice. They're just people. And, a lot of celebrities can seem like these just like untouchables. Like they're like so far out there and so far like up, they're just like these things that we can't ever, amount to, but they're just, real people. They're real nice. Kevin's real nice. I don't know what else to say. They're great.
They make him look real mean on TV.
They do.
Mr. Wonderful.
Honestly, it's a good look. Like, well, he's like, he's not trying to be this like cookie cutter investor. He's not trying to be sweet. He's not trying to be nice. If he thinks something, he's going to tell you. And I appreciate that. I mean, if I'm, sucking at something, I want to know. If everyone just kind of babies me and brushes me off, I'm never going to get better. And, hats off to him for that. And hats off to them for showcasing that.
Yeah. I mean, I think his whole thing is kind of like, you need to hear the truth. Here's what I believe. This is the truth. And, that's people sugarcoat a lot of stuff. So,
yeah, definitely.
Okay. So
I don't think we've talked anything about the app though, right? So,
no, we're about to. Let's do it.
Oh, cool. Hey, I've read your mind, baby. So in case anybody doesn't know what Bundle is, it's basically, it collects your changes on any ordinary purchase, and then it auto invests. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it's not like the Acorns, which will invest it into the stock market. This is investing straight into crypto, into Bitcoin. Is that what it does?
Yeah, we have currently Bitcoin, Litecoin, Bitcoin Cash, and Ethereum.
Ooh, nice. Bitcoin Cash, I'm out.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Next, you're gonna tell me you're gonna have Ripple on there. So.
No, not yet. No, we have some plans on adding different coins. Yeah, of course. I'm
totally kidding. Obviously, I mean, the more you have on there, the better. I'm just, you got to make fun of Bitcoin Cash if anybody talks about it, right? Or else you're not like really into crypto.
Most definitely.
So that's cool. So, but you do have plans to add more in the future. You kind of got some stuff going on behind the scenes, maybe to get some down the road.
Yeah, I can give you guys a little insight on what we have going. You guys are actually the first to hear this. So we're going to be implementing many new altcoins. Everyone wants the altcoins. We're going to give it to them. No one wants to invest in Bitcoin that's already thousands of dollars. They want to, pick Stellar or something small that, is only, a couple bucks, $20 that can still grow to, Bitcoin potential. We're also going to apply the micro investing strategy to other entities. So we want to get people to view investing as something not scary. Like, a lot of people think to be an investor, you have to have thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars. And that's not true. So we're going to be implementing a savings feature. Oh, wow. We're going to be implementing, we want to help you pay down debt, invest in crypto, trade crypto. I mean, we want to do it all. So we're working on those features as we speak. I would say within the next 2 or 3 months, we'll have all of that rolled out to the masses. We'll be beta testing in about a month with that savings feature as well. But we really wanted to add something that could give value to the users that we have. Our users are going to be more novice. They're not going to be the crypto professionals that can handle their wallets and, mine their own coins if they really wanted to. They're going to be people that know what Bitcoin is, but don't know how to get it. So we want to cater to them as much as possible.
That is definitely something we have spoken about on a couple of our shows. It's how do you bring crypto to people who don't quite understand it? Last week we talked about family and, approaching your family and your friends. And a lot of people, the answer is, I know what that is, but I don't know what to do. So that's an awesome entry level thing. Much like, there's miners that it's entry level. It's just an app that you sign up for or a program for your computer and you can start mining. Now you can start investing in crypto and you don't have to, like you said, you don't have to know your private, or you don't have to do private keys, right? You don't have to do all of the, the transfers and hope that you did it right. And if you lost it or it's taking a little bit of time, you get scared that you've lost all your money. But that's awesome. That's, it's bringing it to the masses, making it easy and making it friendly. And that's one thing that, adoption is going to need because a lot of people and most people are, scared of the unknown or the uncertainty of it. So
they are. Yeah, definitely.
And it's funny because we just did that podcast last week where we talked about friends and family.
Oh, yeah.
And so this weekend I actually went and saw my dad. I don't get to see my dad that much, maybe 3 or 4 times a year. He lives kind of far away. So my little brother plays Division III football, and so we went to one of his games on Saturday, and I got to talk to my dad a little bit and tell him kind of some stuff I got going on with the channel. And he said, "Well, what is Bitcoin? I've never heard of it." I said, "Oh my gosh, right. It's rare that I meet somebody that's like, I've never even heard of it, And it was just so funny. We just had that conversation. He's like, "Well, how would I get in it if I wanted to get in it?" So I should have told him
about how your grandfather was mining it.
Yeah, I know, right? That's on my mom's side though, So.
Oh, okay.
Awesome.
Oh yeah, we got split family. We got one into crypto, one out of crypto. You know how it is.
That's awesome.
So walk me through, Dimitri. Let's talk about the app. So the app is Bundle. I want to spell it so everybody who's listening. It's BUNDIL. It's available on the iOS store and the Android store as well.
Android store is coming soon. Okay, we're waiting for final approval for that. We do have a web application that Android users can connect to and get going. I would say Android will be approved within a week.
Okay.
So yeah.
Android's the tough one, right? Because they have all the different devices. So there's
custom.
You got to be compatible with all the different devices. Whereas iOS, it's just they got the one.
Yep. Yeah, iOS has everything really buttoned down development wise, and they force you I mean, it's really hard to get an app approved. I don't know if you guys knew that. So, iOS is, once you get it approved, it's there and it's usually perfect. Android, we had a lot of challenges with that because it was a little last minute. We didn't start on it until we found out we were going to get aired. We had to still make it, a decent UI, but also do it quickly. So that was a pretty big challenge. But, we knew our users, half of them were going to be on Android, so we didn't want to leave them out at all.
Yeah, that's why I'm an Apple guy.
Yeah.
I don't mess with that Android. I'm sorry, guys. I know y'all think y'all are like hipsters, like y'all are the old Apple people, but just do yourself a favor and just drop that Android. Go ahead and get that.
Grab an Apple Watch.
Boom! Everything's so in sync. I was all against Apple for many, many years of my life until about 3 years ago, and I switched, and I was like, what have I been doing? What are you doing?
Yeah, but when they get you, they get you. Because you got the computer, the phone, the watch, iPad. I mean, and
they get you.
But they get you. But everything is so seamless and connected, and it just makes life easy.
It's beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
So the app, like I said, it's bundled BUNDIL. You can get it on the App Store for Apple. It's coming out soon for Android. So let's walk me through from downloading the app to setting it up. What exactly does somebody have to do to get it to where all of a sudden their purchases are rounding up and is being invested in crypto?
Yeah. So obviously you download the app from the App Store. You sign up, enter your email, you'll get a confirmation link. Follow that email and you'll be able to connect your card. And we use a service called Plaid that tracks your transactional data. So when you log into your bank account, I mean, we don't store any of that data. We don't even get to see anything but the amounts of the purchases. And we did that on purpose because, we want people to know, like, hey, we can't touch your money. We don't have access to your money at all. And that's a theme throughout the app. Once I get to Coinbase, I'll explain a little more in depth. But, we wanted to show them, like, hey, like, this is just a service to you. We're not holding your stuff. We don't have access to anything. This is just for you. So once you connect your card, you'll be able to choose which bank account you want the roundups to come out of. We do have a monthly fee. So it's $3 a month, or if you want to pay for the whole year, it ends up being $2 a month, $24. And then you get to the cool stuff. Yeah, it is a good deal. You get to the cool stuff. You'll be able to connect your Coinbase account or sign up for Coinbase directly in the app. If you don't have an account already. That part is a little tedious because, Coinbase is an exchange and they want to make sure that you're a person and, aren't going to try and scam people or steal people's money. But once that's done, you get to select your roundup option. So we have 3 roundup options. We have a traditional roundup, which rounds up to the next dollar. So if you were to round up, $3.53, that 47 cents is going to go into crypto. And then we have a 50-cent roundup and a $1 roundup. And we did that because, people use their debit cards in different ways. Some people might use it 6 times a day. Some people might use it twice. So for the people that don't use it as much, a higher roundup enables them to still invest a decent amount and get a decent return.
So it's like for every purchase they do, it automatically invests $1?
Yeah.
That's what the $1 roundup is?
We also did. So because we're using Coinbase, obviously they're an exchange. They have to make money too. Mm-hmm. They charge fees. We don't take. So a lot of people think we take every time you see a transaction, we take that money, and that doesn't happen. We have a minimum purchase order of $10. So we actually calculate that on the back end. Once it gets to $10, we then execute a purchase. So you don't get hit with, a 99-cent fee for, a 30-cent charge. Yeah. But yeah, once you select that roundup option, you can select which coins you want. You can only invest in one coin right now. So you'll be able to pick Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, Ethereum, or Litecoin. And once you do that, it takes you to the beautiful dashboard. You can see your balance. You can snooze your roundups if you want to, and manage all your settings all within the app. And you can buy more, withdraw, sell. I mean, you can do anything.
You can buy HODL fuel with Litecoin. I know that.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is our new logo. We're switching to this logo. Big shout out to HODL Fuel. I like this one. Pretty good,
that's
right?
Sweet.
Yeah, beards and
that's
bitcoins.
Awesome. The bearded Bitcoin.
The bearded Bitcoin.
Heck yeah.
It reminds me of like a caveman or something. I really love it.
Yeah.
And it looks like I need to get some more length on there to get a little bit longer.
When my beard's longer, I've been looking at pictures, I look fatter. So like I got to keep the trim beard, but still the beard. I have not fully shaven my face in like 12 years, just so everybody knows.
Wow.
Yeah. So at least the goatee, I've had the full beard, like about 95% of that. But my wife is we've been married almost 10 years. She's never seen my face.
Wow.
That's a secret. Don't ever let your wife see your face.
Keep the beard forever.
That's it. So
forever.
Well, cool. So how many people do you have using the app right now?
So we have around, I think it's right at 7,000.
Oh wow.
So we're actually gaining about anywhere between 120% and 500% sometimes a day. Obviously, after we aired, we got a great initial bump, and it's just been going up from there.
What were you at before it aired?
Like 1,000.
Oh wow!
Oh yeah,
wow. That's awesome.
Crazy,
we had nobody. Because
So
you can't advertise.
You're
Yeah.
stressing the system right now with all the new signups.
Oh yeah. Well, we architected it pretty good. I made sure that we could handle it. We knew that it was going to be a lot of ongoing traffic, and I wanted to make sure that we didn't crash. I mean, we're handling, we have a great support system. We're handling our tickets as quickly as possible. We just wanted to make sure that the app didn't go down at least, and the app didn't, mess up anyone's orders. Those were like two huge things. So yeah, and we wanted to make sure it was, as secure as humanly possible. Obviously using Coinbase, partnering with them, they have, some of the best security in the world. So, that helps us out on that front. But yeah, since we can't advertise really, we had, a huge jump once we got aired.
Are you happy with the jump that you got? Was that about what you kind of?
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course. I mean, I expected a little more, honestly. I know TV's dying.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't watch TV. I don't even have cable.
Well, they don't watch it on time either. You know what I mean? So a lot of people record it. They'll catch up later,
Yeah, they'll catch up like a week or two later. Yeah. So, I'm happy just because what's needing to happen, and one of the reasons why I really wanted to build this app is happening. A lot of people are covering me on, CNBC, Forbes, and they're letting people know like, hey, like crypto's here. It's nothing to be afraid of. Like, you can invest easily. It's not this huge, like crazy, ridiculous technology that only developers know. Like you can get in it too. And that's the only thing that I want.
Like I just think about like on the show when they're like, okay, just real simply, can you explain what cryptocurrency is? Like, yeah, it's really simple. It's digital money. You've been using it for years already, Like, that's what I wanted, like, what is crypto? You don't have to understand the inner workings of the coding of a blockchain to be able to invest in cryptocurrency. And I don't know it. I'm not a developer, So. And
during my pitch, I spent a lot of time so I actually explained the blockchain pretty simply. With that chalkboard, if you watch the episode. And, I thought I did a pretty good job, but I thought it was a little unnecessary because, unless you're going to be, starting up your own node and, maybe possibly starting your own coin, I mean, you don't really need to know about that. It's good information if you want to know, but it's not, a requirement to be able to understand cryptocurrency.
No, if that was the case, and that's been like one of my arguments, like to the OGs, if you will, of cryptocurrency, where it's like, oh, you don't understand this, you can't get it. I'm like, unless we lower the barrier, to entry for people to come into the space, then we're never going to grow. We have to be able to make things simple, and it sounds like you were able to do that, and you've got a firm grasp on what blockchain is, so it's easy to understand. It's not like it's not rocket science.
No.
No,
not at all.
So, okay, so what is the future look like for you now that you have your deal, the app is taking off? What do you kind of envision your future being right now with everything? And kind of include also, the future for you, like media-wise, because you got people asking for interviews. Like, what do you think the next couple of weeks, next couple of months are going to look like for you?
So what I mainly want to do is make sure we get as much press as possible. Obviously, this is a rare opportunity. No crypto company can really advertise right now. And obviously we just got on national television, so we want to capitalize on that as much as humanly possible. We want to educate the community about cryptocurrency. It's easy to invest. Obviously all the diehard crypto fans, they know what they're talking about. They know their stuff. They're behind me all day. We want to reach that average Joe that, heard about Bitcoin at work and wants to invest, and we want to educate them and show them, the path to investing. Because that's how mass adoption is going to happen. Everyone has to decide they want this thing. And once big institutions start getting behind it, which they already are, which a lot of big institutions are covering us, Bitcoin.com, we were featured on their homepage. I don't know if you know that. Yeah.
Bitcoin.com?
Yeah. Bitcoin.com.
AKA Bitcoin Cash. Don't want to get people confused.
Yeah. We've been featured on CNBC, Forbes, we just want to get it out there.
Yeah.
And, I have a lot of interviews, being a young African-American man, I have a lot of, African-American communities reaching out to me for interviews as well. I have other podcasts that I'm going to be doing. You guys are the first, so congrats. You guys got the scoop first.
Awesome. Love it.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. And I don't actually know how large your podcast is. I'm definitely going to be listening to it from now on.
Awesome.
But I just wanted to, anyone and everyone that wants to talk to me, I'm going to talk to them, no matter how big, no matter how small. I want, everyone to feel like they can talk to me and learn about crypto and, not be afraid of crypto. That's my mission right now.
Yeah, man, that's exciting.
It's exciting, and that's super important, because, like we said earlier in the show, and, I think, anybody that's in the space, is thinking the same thing right now. What can we do to move it forward and get it adopted by more people? Because, the more and more countries we see that their currencies are failing, and, it just gives a level playing field for everybody. And this is awesome. I can't wait to, tell all my siblings. I think last week we were talking about, the getting your family into this. My mom, by the way, is the biggest crypto advocate in my family besides myself, like my mother, which is super cool. And I have I have three sisters. One of them, her husband, he knows a lot about it, but I think they're all just like really, I wouldn't say scared about it, but they just don't know. They're really apprehensive, but I know that they use apps, the Roundup apps. So now I say, hey, I got you covered. Boom. Sister, I got
your back. Yeah,
I got it. Thanks, my man Dimitri. We got you. So now I can get people that I know that want to get into it, but we're too afraid to get into it. Give them a resource. So
yeah.
Thanks, man.
Well,
Definitely.
I mean, think about this. Like, what do you think is going to be worth more in 5 years? Your, $100 you put in a stock or $100 you put in Ethereum? I mean, exactly. I think it's pretty obvious if you know anything about crypto, which one is going to be a lot more, valuable. So, well, Dimitri, I guess that's it for us tonight. I think we've really covered all the bases. I want to say thank you so much for coming on to the podcast today. If you could real quick, just tell everybody where they can find you on social media.
Yeah, so my Instagram handle is @DimitriLoveBrah. So DimitriLoveBrah. That's my Twitter handle as well, and you can find me on Facebook @DimitriLove.
Awesome. Well, like I said, thank you so much for joining. This has been really fun. I've really enjoyed talking about this tonight with you. What do you think, Jay Chains?
Oh man, absolutely. And I don't mean to echo myself, but I'm really excited to get more family and friends into crypto because this is a way to do it. It takes the scare out of it. So thanks for doing what you're doing. I'm super happy that you got that deal with Kevin. Look forward to watching this as you guys grow and progress. And if you've got any questions for Dimitri, you can always email us or Twitter us, and we'll connect you with him. And man, let's see crypto grow. Nice job, man.
Yeah. And if anyone has any suggestions on what we're doing, how we can do it better, please let me know. I want to make this thing as great as humanly possible.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming on. That is all we got. Don't forget, guys, to check out our Twitter handle at Beards Bitcoins, and we will talk to you guys later.
Thank you to HODL Fuel and Crypto Movement. Show sponsor. HODL Fuel, Crypto Movement.
Well, that's it for this week. Guys. Thanks for listening to Beards and Bitcoins. If you like what you heard, show these guys some love and rate, review on SoundCloud or iTunes. Also, remember, you can always find the guys on social media. The show Twitter page is at Beards Bitcoins. You'll find direct links to BitBoy and JChains from there. Make sure you check for updates, announcements, and contests. Good luck to all who enter. See you next time.